This is News Bits on Internet Television International. I am Oluchi Madu. Thanks for logging on. In the news today, President escapes death as presidential jet develops fault. INEC to register 70 million voters in 2 weeks. And reps reject 6.1 billion naira NCC budget for SIM card registration. All this when we come back. A presidential jet which had in it the President Goodluck Jonathan and some members of his entourage developed a fault mid-air on Tuesday, soon after takeoff, as they were traveling from Kampala, Uganda to Abuja. Jonathan was returning to Nigeria from the 15th Summit of Heads of State and Governments of African Union, which he attended for the first time as president. The aircraft which took off from the Entebbe International Airport, Kampala, developed a fault. This forced the pilot to return to the Kampala Airport, where Jonathan and his entourage disembarked and spent another night in the Ugandan capital. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Imani Boro, confirmed that the aircraft had to return to Kampala soon after takeoff. After the fault had been fixed, the President and members of his entourage left Kampala on Wednesday morning and landed a few hours later in Abuja. Members of the House of Representatives have for the second time thrown out the Nigerian Communications Commission's 6.1 billion naira budget for SIM card registration. The move by some members to persuade others to pass the budget created uproar during yesterday's plenary session.
I therefore pray the House that this is a budget bill and the budget should not die. And I pray that we rescind our decision of Thursday last week and admit the sum of 6.1 billion naira for SIM card registration for security reasons, for the purpose of the security of this country. I therefore pray that we rescind that decision and admit that sum. Thank you, sir.
And all those who operate in any form having to do with telephone, internet, and all that, just our operators here inclusive, have been statutorily mandated by the provision of this law, which is an act of the National Assembly, to register all their clients or subscribers. And the manner in which that should be done has been spelled out in this provision of law. And this is the same amount of money that you said the regulatory agency, which is the NCC in this case, should be given that money to do. What I'm saying, it is not the responsibility of the NCC to register clients of service providers. It is the responsibility of the service providers, the MTN, the Globe, the Z, and all sorts of them.
Thank you.
To be able to do that as far as the provision of this law is concerned.
Thank you.
If for whatever reason, convenience or not, we allow this particular provision, this allocation to go through, we are going against the provision of this.
Thank you, Honorable.
Proceedings at the House were stalled for about 30 minutes as some lawmakers argued on different sides of the divide. The Deputy Speaker, Honorable Usman Nafada, put the question twice before a decision was reached.
I'm not taking any point of order, and I'm not taking anything again on this matter. I will only put the question. Those to say aye. Aye. Those against to say nay.
The NCC was also accused of not remitting to the federal account unspent funds totaling 10 billion naira in 2007 and 2008. The Independent National Electoral Commission, through its national chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, said on Wednesday that it could register 70 million voters if the basic requirements were put in place for the compilation of a new voters register. Speaking with journalists, Jega explained that the challenge before INEC now was to have the relevant agencies of the government to approve money needed for the exercise. At his meeting with the Senate Committee on INEC, Jega explained that if the 120,000 DDC machines needed by the Commission for the voters register were to be bought directly from their manufacturers, a unit would cost $2,000 at an exchange rate of 152 naira per dollar. But if the 120,000 were bought from vendors, the electoral body will spend about 55 billion naira on them. He also assured the committee that INEC was prepared to ensure prompt deployment of the machines and personnel during the exercise. Chairman of the committee, Senator Isiaka Adeleke, said that with the present circumstance, INEC would need waivers in terms of following the procurement process. He also said that the National Assembly would be disposed to a selective tendering because of the peculiar challenges facing the Commission. Minister of Information and Communication, Professor Dora Akunyili, fired her Senior Special Assistant on Media, Mazi Obi Adindu, on Wednesday for issuing an unauthorized write-up on former CBN governor and governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. In a statement made available to newsmen, Akunyili said Adindu did not obtain her permission to issue the statement, which she described as abusive and obnoxious. Akunyili also suspended another media aide, Mr. Julius Ogunro, for circulating the statement on Soludo through his email. According to Akunyili, a mild family disagreement which had occurred during the burial of Akunyili's sister, who was also Soludo's mother-in-law, should not result in a defamatory attack on Soludo. And that's it on this edition of News Bits. My name is Oluchi Madu. Thanks for watching.